amateurs. Stay on attack when I tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like a...
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a good one in store between the San Antonio Marshals and the London Monarchs.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the San Antonio Marshals and the London Monarchs. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive, and also give a first down.
San Antonio.
Okay, great. 57 to Mike. I'm coming. We've got working. Ready.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Charlie. 57's the Mike. Rock 57.
Back to throw. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On first down. It's Grant, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and 14. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards is the pickup there. Number 17.
First down, San Antonio.
Down. And Lobo. Here we go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring. First, an ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And a look now at the starting defense.
When I watch Khalil Mack play, I just see fury, passion, and incredible athleticism. This guy can flat out play.
On the ready. Mike, 50 cent. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Snap.
He'll drop to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead him to 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Second quarter now, San Antonio in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Finding room at the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed, getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Mike, 5-5.
2nd and 9 now. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a give, right side. Grant. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run it with Jones. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll look to throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
And Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
And that set up everything in the end result, the short touchdown run. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there. So that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. A A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They'll set up to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So here are visitors to take over on offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out on.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Fighting him off. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 5. He finds his man Johnson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw, and that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And shedding through the tackle. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for the touchdown. Boy, he covered a lot of ground. 82 yards on the punt return. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Gold to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him and keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweat.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Trent Sherfield, 79 yards. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. That'll bring up second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. This is Grant. Finds an opening past the 40. 16 yards, a first down. After he cleared the line of scrimmage, nice little hole developed.
Yeah, great blocking right there at the start. But how about his vision, finding the open spaces and letting his feet carry him to him.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney merciless. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Mike 52. Watch the pass. Here we go.
On play action, they'll throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll look to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. Welcome back now here in London, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They'll run on first down. It's Grant. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me. Ready.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
66. Fully hot.
They'll set up a throw. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. 20, 10, and touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Just a 4-play drive that time. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Now back to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Face mask. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 8 on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking. Paving the way for the 6 points.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Check Mike 57. Mike 57. All day, baby. All day.
2nd and 13. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with it.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Let's go, 5-2 to Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Back to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
55, Mike, guys, 55.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great work.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Corey Grant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. So here is the home side to take over on offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He gets this one to Johnson. And he will take it in for the touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
And going deep for Hill. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now Gold for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. They're all through now in that game in Tampa. And it was the Bucs coming away victorious there. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes in the W. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll set up to throw. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Meanwhile, in Foxborough, there in the 4th quarter, the Patriots, they've opened a 2-touchdown advantage in that one. Antonio Brown, he had a touchdown reception to help the cause. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Nicole Hardman, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Exit. Choose the mic. Watch Mike. Come to Mike.
They'll look to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, The train just keeps rolling, 9-0 now to start this campaign. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.